Hey Glam Hot Metal, this is TJ Guns coming to you from the Guns Bar, and today we have a special guest, Mr. Bobby Miller.
Thanks for having us down, TJ. Thank you, and welcome to the world famous Guns Bar. I've been dying to get down here.
Well, Bobby's from Kiss the Vyper, for those who don't know. I'm sure many of you do know that. Keep the Fire Burning was their debut album back in 2016, and on the 24th of June, next Friday, they're releasing their new Hope You Like It, Kiss the Vyper. Hope you can all see that there. And this one's the Australian edition with the extra track, which we're going to give you a chance to win. But first, we'll just get to know Bobby a bit better. Now, Bobby, I know you've been in lots of bands and that. Can you name some of those bands and your experiences?
Well, yeah. I mean, my sort of musical experiences go way back to sort of the very early 80s, where I started in the UK, played in a band called Damocles, and we were all sort of black leather and chains and the sword of Damocles, and we were going to rule the world, which of course didn't quite happen. And we changed when we saw bands like Motley Crue and Warrant and Rat and things like that. We changed, and certainly Cinderella was an influence in them days to us, and we changed our name to Nobody's Fool after the Cinderella song. So we carried on with that for another sort of 5 years or so, and then one thing leads to another, where you bring a single out and things like that. We had a single, you could probably find it on YouTube somewhere. It's called Rock on Radio by Nobody's Fool, and we did that, and then of course the record label dumped us for this wonderful brand new genre of music called thrash metal. That came out, of course, and we were the hot stone that they dropped, and they went with the thrash metal, and that's the way it went. And unfortunately we sort of disbanded, and we all did our own thing, went our separate ways. But I always had music and certainly singing in my heart, so I joined a whole bunch of different cover bands and things like that, and I was a solo artist in the UK for a number of years. And then I came to Australia, picked up the guitar again, started playing again, joined a new wave of British heavy metal tribute act in Melbourne, which was great fun. We were called 79 Revisited, and that band actually morphed into a Judas Priest tribute band called British Steel. And it was about that time I started writing songs again, because I got the passion back to do my own original stuff again. So what happened then was I hooked up with Mick Gunn, and we started putting together a project that he had called Tattoo Gun, I think it was called, and we were doing some songs. I was actually playing guitar and doing backing vocals at that stage, and then that particular project morphed. One by one, the members of that particular project were let go, or they left, or whatever, and then there was just me and Mick left, and we started Kiss the Vyper in about 2014, maybe 15, and I had a whole bunch of songs that I'd written after I broke my ankle. So I'd written all these songs in demo format, and I played them to Mick, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I really like these songs." And so that became the first CD, which was the Keep the Fire Burning. And so we had a lot of fun doing that, and then of course things change, and you know, band members leave and go and things like that, and for whatever reason we changed. I moved on, and I've always kept writing, and came up with the Hope You Like It concept, but primarily now it's almost like a solo project, really, to be honest. And you know, I do most of the production myself. I do, you know, most of the mixing and mastering myself these days, and that's where I am now. I've got a lot of new material ready for forthcoming events. I'm also working with John Power from Frozen Tears on another project called Delta 7, and I've also been singing for a few other artists around the world on their projects via the Vyper network that a lot of artists have used, and I got picked to sing on an album for a guy in Denmark, which was very flattering, and he'd heard some of the first album, and he contacted me, and he just liked my voice, which I was very flattered about, and he wanted me to sing his songs. So he sent me these songs, I sang them, and it was happy days. So that album's yet to come out. So I'll let you know when that comes out. But I've probably done about 7 or 8 songs on that album. He did contact me actually a few days ago, and he wants me to sing a couple more for him, probably more songs just to actually finish the project and get that done. But yeah, and that's where we are today basically. But I've done other things as well, like I've been a bit of a part-time actor. I've done music for a couple of movies as well, and essentially, in a nutshell, that's Bobby's life basically. It's a passion that I've still got. You know, I still love writing, still love performing, still love singing, and yeah, that's where I'm at.
Who have your influences been?
Well, my influences started very, very early on. It would have been initially early Van Halen, and who I was very fortunate to see when they did the first UK tour. Now I'm sure my age now, but that would have been 1978, of course. And but that moved on. I followed everything then that was American. I wanted to know, and I didn't turn me back on the likes of Saxon or the Tigers of Pantang or anything like that. But I felt myself drawn more to the American side of what was sort of hair metal, you could say. So bands like Rat and Doc and you know, your Warrants of this world, even Winger, were a band that I listened to a lot, you know. And then of course your European bands like your Europes, Accept were one of my favourite bands, because even though I listen to a lot of melodic rock, I'm still a metalhead as well. So and I still to this day would say, when you hear the opening chords to Balls to the Wall from Accept, I go up to that radio knob and just turn that baby up, because that's just one of the greatest sounds that's ever been recorded. It's just, in my opinion, of course, you know. And you know, and this is where, when I came to Australia, I didn't know anybody. That was 20 years ago, and I went out to all the clubs around Melbourne just on my own, and I caught up with the likes of like bands like Pegasus and I Fear, like Majesty. All those bands, Crimson Fire, were one of my favourite bands, you know, and I used to follow those guys around and go to all the shows and stuff like that. Right, and it was more to actually just integrate myself into the hard rock and metal scene, and essentially that's what I did, and you know, and I still do it today. You know, me and my partner, we go to the Monsters of Rock cruise every year in America just to see bands like Striper, Winger, Extreme, and all these other bands, and it's just a passion that we have. I've never lost the passion. I've never lost that passion.
Okay, guys, too. The new album, Kiss the Vyper. Hope you like it. You guys have a chance to win this. We're going to have 3 copies to give away, first, second, and third prize. All you've got to do is go to the Kiss the Vyper Facebook page, like it, come back on the video and comment "Bobby rocks my socks" on there, and then you're in the draw to win. I just want to thank Bobby Miller for making it out here today to the Guns Bar. Really appreciate it. And everyone, I hope you're having a great weekend, and rock on, mother truckers.